What is up, guys? We will continue with the rest of the Falcon stuff today. So here's what we're looking at. I have not really done anything other than get it running again and get the key fixed. And by fixed, I mean slides into the lock, but does not actually mount in the dash yet because that lock cylinder is busted. So it's just dangling down there along with all the other wires. And today is going to be the day that I try and get the throttle stuff figured out. So I tried the bracket, didn't work. Now I kind of need to pull the gas pedal out and I'll bring it in here. I got a map gas torch and a vise. So we're gonna bring that in, bend the crap out of it back. If the pedal position sits up really high, I'm okay with that. It's not a daily driver after all, especially not after I gave it the nice little door boo-boo. Oh, it's so sad every time I look at this now. But try and get that locked down, and then honestly the Falcon's got to go away here pretty quick. So I'm trying to get full throttle working before I have to park it, because we got to bring the van back for Simcoe and start getting that set up and loaded down and figure out what we're doing for coolers and all the other stuff you need for 4 days of camping. Let me get set up and then we'll bring you guys back in underneath the dash. Just kidding, we're not doing the dash yet. We are gonna start just taking apart this throttle cable. I gotta pull the whole thing out, unfortunately, one more time. So we're gonna loosen the connection here. Slide that right out. Pull this, and then the rest of that's gonna slip right back through the car. So we got the 9/16 out here. Maybe I'll get lucky and it's loose enough to unbolt. I just hate laying underneath the dash. Maybe we'll even trim it today. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Now we gotta go in the car. So, oh no, door hit the tree again. It actually is much nicer not having to worry about that, but 2 bolts for the gas pedal is all I have hooked up. That's what we're gonna do. Don't mind the dangling wires everywhere. That's a later future me problem. Let me grab some tools. I think it's 1/4" sheet metal screws through the firewall, so shouldn't be too bad to rip this out of here. I was correct. A little 1/4" sheet metal screws is all I had on the pedal. I pulled the inner cable out with it just because it's way easier than taking off that fitting underneath the dash. So we'll pop this little plastic piece out, and this is what we're looking at. So the way I have this mounted, and I don't know, maybe this is supposed to be lower, but the way it's currently set up, I had to trim the back side of the cable bolt because this is hitting the linkage. So what I want to do, and I'm afraid to torch this like crazy, maybe if I torch up this way, this needs to get pulled back. So essentially when this is mounted, as it sits right now, it's pretty much like that. I need this bent way back. Go chuck this up in the vise, grab the torch. All right, if I can avoid torching, that would be preferable. If not, we'll see what happens. Let's see how strong I am. More importantly, let's see how strong this crappy $30 Chinese vise is. I also don't know how far I need to go with this. Definitely moved. And we'll grab the torch. Make it easier on myself. I also don't know how far I actually have to go, so map gas torch. Not a good one. Let me grab my beer. I feel like that might be too much. Well, trial and error. See how it looks on there. Oh well. Only way to find out is to let this cool off for a minute. We'll be back when we throw it back in the car. How hot are you? Lower bracket's not too hot yet, so... yeah, that one's hot though. Oh! What other important wires can I touch with hot metal? That's the real question. Preferably not the oil pressure or vacuum lines. Whoops. Like a nice aftermarket pedal would do wonders here. If only this guy wasn't so broke. Ooh, that bottom one's real hot. I don't know why. Kick this around the brake. All right. Well, we got gas pedal. And probably some melted lines. Maybe some melted electrical. Who knows? Get this crap up out of the way. Tuck it into the airbox if need be. That's a very high pedal. It's an excessively high pedal. Knew I was gonna overdo it. Whatever. If it's a longer throw, it's adjustable at some point. Now we're going to take the cable, a little plastic pin. Hopefully it's cool enough. That's what we're going for at least. And snake this back through. You guys can't see this, just take my word for it. There's not much to see. Cable goes through the pedal. Let me get this back through the fittings. Ooh, that's really friggin' hot. Come on. I gotta trim this. It's getting caught on the little pinch from the pinch bolt. It's really what I didn't want to have to do is shorten up that inner cable much more than it already is. All right, cable's through the hole. Fish this up. I don't know if I'm gonna fully clip this all the way yet because it is a little warm still. But that can cool while we kind of finagle some stuff on the front. So we'll come back up here and figure out how far we're way off. Let me pull that back out. I'm gonna trim like an inch or two off of this. Never used this tool for trying to trim stainless lines before, so this might work or it might not. Shit. Worked better than I thought. Well, in that case, we're going to trim a good amount off of this. No turning back now. Come on. Normally I'll take in a little angle grinder to those, tape them off and do it that way. But we got lucky. Grab a little pick, open that hole up. So doing it that way, it definitely bends the metal a little bit more than I would have liked. Ooh, shit. I don't know if I pulled that cable back far enough. I might have just screwed myself over real good there. Oh, that's great. So I cut this, and looking at it now, open hole, cable. I think I might have just pinched the throttle cable in there. That was stupid. Well, hopefully there's enough meat in there. Otherwise, this thing's dead in the water for a while until I buy another cable. God damn it. Some people just shouldn't work on cars. I should go back to bikes. That's what the universe is trying to tell me these days. Oh, quick update while I'm messing around with this. Went over to Dottie's mom's house, and a tree branch decided not to stay connected to the tree anymore. Guess where it landed? Not on the panel truck, but it did jack up the roof of my Volvo. I'll add a picture in here of that too, so you can see what happened. I mean, whatever. It's a $1,000 car. It's not the end of the world. I don't care that much, but I just messed up the door on the Falcon. And then nature decides to take a crap all over me on my one car, my one antiquated going for 300,000 mile vehicle. It's been parked there for a couple years and never had an issue. Let me grab a little screwdriver. So it looks like I might be doing some body work in the near future on that more than the Falcon. This can sit and be broken and do whatever. This is supposed to be the fun experiment car to play around with things. I'd be lying if I said I was having a ton of fun right now. I'm having mediocre fun. Alright, so I definitely screwed that one up by cutting that cable too short, but I think, based on feel, we'll be alright. Yeah, we got plenty of meat there, so we lucked out on that one. Messed up in a good way. That's a win that I haven't had in a long time. I'm going to let that pedal bracket cool just a little bit more. I'll be back when we start hooking all this up. Alright, so I'm going to trim this down, and I got a good amount of adjustability going from here to here. So we'll grab this. This is fully out. I'm trying to find the balance here. Right there. Precision cut. But I do want to thread this thing back in all the way. We'll bottom out the adjuster. And I should have plenty of play on the pedal now to get this to line up exactly where I need it to. Tiny bit longer there wouldn't have hurt. Nothing like guesstimating throttle linkages. I'm not going to go hook tight on this at all yet. We're just trying to get her together. Next up, I got to trim this little section because this bracket does not fully line up on here as it should. These are machined to go into this retainer and then free spin when it's tightened down. Mine will not do that, so if I fully tighten the bolt that you don't want to fall out, it will pinch on that TV kickdown cable linkage. And that's not good either. So now we got a good amount of slop on there. Probably take a little bit more off of this loom at some point too. Hate this part, but let's go into the car, see what the pedal looks and feels like. Oh, well, pedal moves. I grab my little cheater. We'll go back to full throttle here. That's full throttle on here. Got that rigged up. This is what happens when you work by yourself. Gotta come up with an oddball crap to try and figure out how your parts are actually working. And we're only here. Shit. Got a long ways to go. Alright, we're gonna switch this up and go crazy and make it excessively high. I just cut about that much off the sheathing, trimmed back the rest of the cable a little bit more, and now we're all the way out. So the gas pedal is super high in the car. Whatever. All it's gotta do is go full throttle, right? I should just fix that throttle bracket right now. Then, oh, you know what? Actually, shit. I'm in luck. I don't know what happened. Maybe the TV cable moved a little bit. We're gonna have to check that in a little bit. But now that's floating. That's where it wants to be. So trim a bit off of this. Gas pedal's tight and super high. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. The TV cable bracket definitely moved, but that's okay. The carb linkage part is good now. I can drill another hole through that linkage and run a mini bolt if need be. In the car now, I just hit the pedal. I have way more pedal travel. Let me set up my little cheater bar. Getting real good at this, so if I ever get sick of this car and decide I'm gonna just drive it off a cliff or into a river, I can do that pretty quick now. So now we're set up pretty much wide open here. That's about as far as I'm gonna get. That's wide open on the carb too. I can't push this back anymore. So the TV cable is definitely gonna be slightly out of adjustment because I'm missing the bolt that goes through here, so it's only mounted down here, so that might pivot a little bit. We can address that. That's an easier fix. But now, for the first time ever, this has full throttle. And we're gonna go for a quick ride around the neighborhood. I'm guessing the battery's dead, because that's been happening the last 2 days. So if the battery's dead, we won't do that. If it is running, we'll go for a quick little ride. She started right away. Actually running really well. Don't know what happened. Maybe it knows it's been in timeout. But she fired right up. So let this warm up a minute and then we'll go for a quick ride around the block. With full throttle action. I hate where the gas pedal is. It's extremely high. Foot's on the brake right now. Gas pedal's up here. But we'll make do. What's the worst that can happen? We already crushed the door. Let's move the seat farther back. She's working hard. Doesn't like the low RPMs through the neighborhood in this setup, but I'm gonna throttle a little bit. We got trans pressure. It's a little on the hot side, so I'm thinking about that geometry on the bracket. It moved out of the way so I can get the throttle cable hooked up, which is good, but it definitely put the cable, the way that the top turned, it put the cable a little farther out. So also in second here, so let's go up a gear. Like 8 throttle, shifting at 20. All right, let me rip this around, we'll be back. Definitely got some more balls. Apparently half to 2/3 throttle doesn't really do justice to trick flow aluminum heads or a cam. Like I said, it still lost some low end. Right now we're cruising at about 40-ish. I don't know how close these speedometer, how accurate the speedometer is on this. 40 miles an hour right now. 0 on the trans pressure gauge, but we're pulling 17 inches of vacuum in cruise. If I tip in at all, trans line gauge goes up, which is what we want. Voltage gauge is not hooked up. We're at 75, 70 pounds of oil pressure. So overall, we're looking pretty good. I don't have side mirrors on this car, otherwise they probably would have broken off the other day. Got that guy though. Nobody behind us, so let me get out of the 30 zone and we'll do one quick pull down the road, one on the way back, and then we'll go back home and park it. Not gonna do a dead stop pull, but a pretty good chirp on second, I'll give it that. It's the first time I finally had this thing do it like it's supposed to. Somehow the geometry that got messed up on the TV cable substantially helped that shift. The old tires that were on here, those GT50s, would actually let me womp on it and just blow the tires loose all the time, but I think that was more of a worn out, dry rotted tire than a power thing. That felt really good. Do a little turnaround up here. Fix the back brakes. I have no back brakes on this car. I got the hose sitting in the back of the Volvo that we just put the bumper on. So we'll grab that. Just do a quick little loop around here. One more quick pull. We are in second right now. I don't think I can clip first. So from a stop, we hit about 80 there. First is good, second's good. Will not dead roll the tires loose. It used to on the old ones, but like I said, I think that's just new rubber. And the power band shifted up a little bit, but this actually feels pretty quick now. I wanted something that was just gonna blow the tires loose, but this is a little more drivable. So right now I think we're in third. I'm gonna click up one. And there's our overdrive. So now we're cruising lower. I don't have the RPM or tach hooked up yet, so that's next on the list. I gotta do a tach, I gotta do the rear brake hose from the diff out to the hard lines, and go from there. But this feels really good. Makes me feel a lot better about it now, since all of the problems and the issues that I was having with this. That pulls hard. It makes me a little nervous sitting in here because I don't have brakes. But I'm happy with it. She's chugging now in overdrive. Lay into the throttle, downshifts like it's supposed to. Hopefully you heard that. Oh, and I ordered 411s. Those are sitting at the house. So that'll be fun. We'll catch you on the next one, or when I get back home, I'll do a quick little recap. Made it back home. No tickets, no issues. So that's a win. Tried filling up on gas and then realized I left my wallet here. This is about what I wanted it to feel like before. So it's a little bit of a dog down low. So trick flow cam. Maybe I'll post the specs underneath here in the comments. I posted them somewhere. It's trick flow stage 1, nothing crazy. Stock bottom end. Pulls really hard to 60. Shifts awesome. That Bowman kit, well worth every penny. Now that I finally have wide open throttle, she's a ripper. So little droney on the exhaust. Definitely have a bunch of carb tuning to do. Runs great on that Edelbrock I got in there. I don't remember what that was in, if it was in the van or the truck or whatever. Needs a lot of tweaking at your low speed idle circuit slash just off throttle, or just tipped into throttle rather, like that eighth throttle range. It's coughing and spitting. It's not happy there. Third throttle, fine. Normal cruising, fine. Shifts to the gears, good. Overdrive trans is shifting into overdrive. Could not be happier. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep you updated on this as we keep playing around with it over the next couple days. I am running out of time to get some stuff done, and then like I said, this is going up to the van, or going up to Dottie's mom's. Van's coming back soon, so we'll have some more van videos getting set up for Simcoe. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Costs you nothing. And you get to watch all of my stupidity and breaking perfectly good cars. Catch you on the next one.